hear it?
God said them not.
Them kind of noise that I hear from me out there, bro. Usually them have over here. Okay. Yeah, hello, the brother call you.
Sorry?
Live on direct.
Take off your top.
Alright, so before we start, as always, we want to say Kalalal, Yahawah, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kodash. You know what I mean? Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Place Stone. Shout out to the Akim out there pushing this word in sincerity and truth. To the few sisters, the believers, you know, the children that believe in the ministry, you know what I mean, and that help push the videos and all of that. You know, shalom to you as well. You know, much peace, love, and blessings to the Leka Israel. Alright, so as I can see, GMS Jamaica, you know, Kingston branch, again, next Saturday evening, you know, to prophesy the downfall of this wicked society, right? And a part of the downfall, you know what I mean, basically have a series of events where have to take place first. Seen and out here in Jamaica, you know, we see a lot of them things there. We see a lot of prophecies are fulfilled before our eyes, yo. You know what I mean? Not only in America and other places. Seen? Scotiabank, you know what I mean? And this is one of the biggest prophecies that where take place right now. You know, along with the racial tension and basically the war tension. You know what I mean? But yeah, the digital / cashless society we are pushed, you know, that are one of the main prophecies that we are fulfilled right now. See? Precept.
Alright, so this is Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Right. And hey, from the very first day, you know, we step foot in this truth. See, you know, we've been at sittings that take place. Well, not literally the very first day, but you know, from we start get a foothold in our truth, you know, we start walk the path. See, we've been to watch the prophecies them, you know what I mean, and over the years we see where this specific prophecy, you know, come to pass more and more. See, as the scripture go down to say, yo, go on, read it.
It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write vision and make it plain upon tables,
right,
that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
Right, so there's an appointed time where the prophecy will come to a fulfillment. See, like a complete fulfillment, yo. See, and we basically dip on the path to the fulfillment of that prophecy. Right? The more you see cashless society I get pushing at the news, digital currencies, in the news you see right, in the news you see where central banks have pushed them digital currencies, you know what I mean? And even out here in Jamaica, an announcement was made, you know, that Jamaica will be pushing a digital currency as well. See, so yeah, as I said, the vision is for an appointed time, right? Which ultimately, the end of that vision will be the RFID microchip being fully implemented. Yeah, continue.
It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Right.
Though it tarry, wait for it.
Right. It now go fulfill. It now go pop off one time. You know what I mean? It go transition. It go through stages. Right. It not everything now go just happen. Braps as well. All people that's it. You know?
Idealism.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So though it tarry, wait for it. Right? If you come out and your ear say one banker push this and then 2 weeks, 1 month down the line in a year, no, that no mean say it stop, yo. You know what I mean? That no mean say it stop.
Just change the formula.
Exactly. Either them still at work, them still at do the work, them still at do the developing. You know what I mean? Right. Is it because, as I say, everything now gonna happen one time, right? Stages. See, just like in developing, right? In the world of developing, you have updates that come out, whether it want to be for your phone or for your application or whatever. You have updates that constantly come out. You know what I mean? To make the thing better or to add more and more to the experience of using that particular thing.
Even launching it, even from like the creation standpoint up to the point of launch, it's all of that's a process.
Right?
Because you have to get certain passes. Like if a company or if a developer will give a app like Google or what do you name Apple,
Yeah.
them have certain phases that them have to go through and them have to get tested and vetted and all of that before it actually goes. Even then, as I said, when it get implemented, the software developers have to still go about to see what the things because now can get everything one time.
Exactly.
As I said, it's a system or something we have to keep on reworking till it get to whatever them deem as perfect or suitable.
Okay.
It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Right. And hey, I read an article last night from the same Scotiabank thing, where basically them said, well, what them a do is them a close certain locations, right? And them have couple other locations where them a turn into digital model. Now we don't know exactly where that consists of or what it ever be like. We just watch to see what go happen. But you have some people where basically I try run from it already, which you can't run from it because it is inevitable. You know what I mean?
You know what I realize? Yesterday, I said, oh, the world had changed before the people's eyes. I didn't realize.
Exactly.
Everywhere you go, you have this line. You see me? Like, I just line. Everything I do, I have some ridiculous wait time. And that's what the idiot them purposely want. Because the solution is going to be what? Go digital.
Right.
You know, there's this article that come out the other day. This research group, what them name, and them pretty well they must speak about the NIDS system and why the Supreme Court in Jamaica shoot it down. And then what they must say is that the Supreme Court never disagree with it being mandatory per se. Them must say if you're gonna make it mandatory, you see me, and impinge on people's rights, you have to make it necessary, and the benefits have to be there. You see me, aka you need to create a scenario where it is needed. You see me, and the scenario is here right now. Them are a perfect example of a crisis where them can use. You see me, so,
Good crisis go to waste.
yeah, exactly. You never let a good crisis go to waste. So that's why you see now that the Prime Minister Andrew Wilson and the cabinet, they must push the NIDS bill once more and they want to pass it by the end of this year, right? Because they have a perfect crisis, is if you use to justify passing it through the Supreme Court, because now you have a situation where if you go in the lines, you make a bank, I think yesterday, I there in the line for almost 3 hours. You give me 3 hours in order for just go in and do one simple transaction. And a 2 teller alone their work. You see me show you how them purposeful is them thing here. So when them can say, alright, people are wait 3 hours to do a simple transaction, plus them out there risking them lives because COVID still a keep. You see me? So we need to create more secure and convenient ways of doing monetary transactions and social transactions. So here we need a digital identification framework, and not only a digital identification framework, we need a digital economy to go along with it. You see me? So that every interaction we are do, whether it be social, whether it be economical, you can do it on a digital basis. You see me? And that way, you see me? That way the people who don't have a bank account won't fall underneath the track or won't fall beneath the crack. Because the same article they say, the people who don't have a bank account are a proper are legal identity. You see me? They are untracked, and them actually use a word there. These people are untracked and underserved, and the idea is to be able to track you.
You know what the official term for black market? Basically what the black market is, money that can't be tracked. That's the thing. So basically,
that's kind of what black mean.
Because
the light now shed on it.
Right, because if you have a vendor with this, have him regular cash, buy some things and sell it to some people and get them cash, none of that is recorded. So everything is that's why that is a part of the black market. Usually when people hear black market, them think, like what they see in their movies about terrorists and all of that, which that's a part.
Right now you go downtown and buy some goods at the market that is black market.
Exactly.
Because nobody not really monitor or regulate the transaction and we are going down there. Right. So I read an article from the Jamaica Information Service website. It came out earlier this year, July 19th. And it's a BOJ opens door to central bank digital currency. Right. It said earlier this year, the Bank of Jamaica indicated willingness to consider the use of central bank digital currencies. In a step further, the bank is now formally invited interested CBDC providers to develop and test potential CBDC solutions in its recently established fintech regulatory sandbox. The sandbox provides a controlled environment where technological financial innovations such as CBDC can be tested for viability while ensuring adequate consumer protection and data privacy before any introduction to the Jamaican economy. And the privacy we are going to have is not privacy from the bank and privacy from the government. It's maybe privacy from other individuals. Right. But your information is going to be traceable, it's going to be trackable. That's the point. The point is, we need to know, as an individual who is a taxpayer in our country, we need to know where you get your money from, and we need to know where you spend it. So that when we call for income tax, we know so I get the right amount. You understand? That's what it's all about. You see me? And then to the point where if you break certain laws, or if you resist certain ordinances where the government pass, then we can have a sanction. No government can sanction them citizens, just like China. You see me? In China you have a social credit. If you do things that are socially unacceptable, you see me? That can affect your credit, it can affect your ability to get a loan, buy a car, it can affect the school where your them can attend. You see me? Just by the way how you behave in society. And that's the idea. The idea is to create a society, you see me, that is connected to a digital framework that can be monitored, you see me, and then regulated. That's the idea. The idea is not convenience and freedom. The idea is regulation. You see me, and conformity. Yeah, it's a what you call it, a totalitarian society. The same thing with George Orwell they talk about, the Orwellian society. It's a trap, it's a snare, and we've been saying this to people, but because it's being done so incrementally and insidiously, you don't see the trap. You know, it's the same thing like the frog in the boiling water. You gradually increase the temperature of the water, you must gradually get used to the temperature until you realize it might burn up. So people get used to the stricter measures, you see me, being placed upon them, not knowing that the news are taking time and tight around them neck until them a choke and can't gasp the ear. You see me? Bring out a precept.
Can bring out Ezekiel 12 and verse Daniel 8 verse 25, it says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many, and he shall also stand up against the prince of princes. He shall be broken without hand.
As I say, Master, against the prince of princes. This is all towards Esau's new world order. Because really and truly, as soon as he might do two things at once. He might try to secure him slaves, and he might try to get ready to fight against the Hawashai when he come back. Right? And that's the thing, with the first part of the plan, which is to secure the slaves. As I said, it's a brother say Orwellian society. You know, this digital prison where the bar they don't need to lock you up to punish you. They don't need that outdated. They just need to block you from society. That's all they need to do. Now, you know, a very I think it's a psychotic way of doing things, yo. Because you can't, you know, like you can't see what stop you, you just know to look here. But there's somewhere, and we can't do nothing at all.
Yeah, I want to things that them do for really get to these people, yo. Yeah, one of the things that them really do for get to these people, take on them jobs, yo. You see me? A lot of job cuts going on, and when a person can't go out and do in daily transaction, and can't go out and get the necessities we need in our life, but only be restricted from the things them of everything, and then them can't afford the little we need to get. You see me? It's madness, yo. You leave him stranded.
This Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 6. So wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evenings shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities. Every one that went out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgression are many, and their backslidings are increased.
Exactly, because guess what? What the government do now? The government, what them create a society where you have to depend on the system, yo. You understand me? Just like what the brother say, yo, them put it in place where it's a beneficial thing to take the new NID system to come underneath it. Why? So you can get government aid.
Convenience.
Exactly.
That's the bit.
Exactly.
The whole, as we said earlier, the whole line and this and get do that and social distancing and everyone got people are screaming with this and that and avoid all of that. Let's just go digital. That way they don't have to come in contact with nobody.
Yeah, that way you want and it
just do what you need to do. Right? And as I said earlier, this is a financial move. You know, hey, if I remember reading an article one time that says if the blood, the lifeline of any society is its economy. Really and truly, because really that people really, in a sense, live for do, you know. And, you know, because hence when you earn, you get what they call it, your livelihood.
Yeah.
You know, that's why the scripture says, oh, don't defraud a man of his wages, because if you do that, you take away his life. You know, so when you infringe upon a man's ability to function in a commerce or indulge in a commerce, I'm life. Right? Somebody have the revelation?
Yeah, man.
Go on.
This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. 15. And he hath power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Exactly, and that's the thing. The image of the beast is an allegory for what? The system. You know, the laws that are being put in place, the way how they do things, that is the image of the beast. And as we can see already, if anybody will speak against the vaccine, let's say that YouTube, for example, you speak against the vaccine, the video go down, the channel get blocked. You know, you even speak about against the vaccine in a public certain way, people start looking at you like, hey, you're one danger to society.
Yeah,
because you're not helping to move forward.
People in the street that literally get locked up now.
Alright. So once you now work with that part of the image, you know, next part of the image is what? Human rights, you know, democracy and all them things. They start saying, look here, me not like this or me not like that. Oh, you be hate, you do that. So all of them things they surround the image of the beast. So you have an ideological aspect of it, and then continue up.
And he causeth all, both small and great,
All. he calls it all. Last time I checked, when I go to school as a youth, they used to get $10 and $20 to buy sweetie. So enough people might say, oh, children now get involved in this. Everybody use money. Everybody use money. Go on.
Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
So it's a in cause, as the brother just highlight, in cause it. All in cause it, create the conditions where this is the way how things should go, and this is the way how things will go.
Right.
That's why I said Greek word for cause it, the rest of it is called mean to prepare. Since all of the things that we are implementing in society right now, it actually prepare society for move to that by the chip.
Right, and they say it should receive a mark, right? Which is the Greek word character, right? Basically mean a stamp or imprinted mark, and then it goes into what? Charax. Basically mean what? A pale or state, right? And when you go into charax, you get grapho. Basically mean written information. You know, so all of this, it does surround that digital framework, right? So if you don't align with the ideology of the system and you don't receive that mark, which is the RFID chip for all those who don't know, right, then what?
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Exactly. So when it comes down to it, it's what? The fact that you won't be able to spend.
Yep.
That is it. As we said earlier, commerce is the lifeline of any society. Right?
Like just for to the brother said earlier about the digital banks, them practically have a sense of a digital bank up on UWI, the Scotia Bank up there, them don't accept that. So when you go in there, the only form of business they for this basically to open an account and any form of like the policy things in relation to the bank. Understand? If you want to do any form of transaction, you have to go use the ATM because they not accept no money from. So if you have to open an account with them, then basically you sign up the papers them and you have to go outside and make a lodgement to the account. You understand? So over a period of time you can see all the system of transition from one state to the other. And
Jamaica behind time too, because a lot of the Caribbean countries are moving to a digital platform. Most of them already have. You understand me? And Jamaica, I try to put it in place where we can fully go digital, or we can start set up more digital systems here. You understand me? Just like for one, Scotia look for go cashless, totally cashless. You understand me? And many more to come.
Well, the BOJ said that they're developing their own, as the brother Kabash brought out the article earlier, their own central bank digital currencies.
So it all goes back to commerce. You know, when the devil say, oh, give me power over nations, money, and I care not who makes his laws.
Yeah, right.
I think the chairman or the head of the BOJ said the other day, say one of the reasons for develop the CBDC is that they actually facilitate economy with cash is more expensive than if you have a digital means of supplying the economy with that means of commerce.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's easier for send for wire money to where it needs to go, yo. Than for print paper, because when you print paper, you have to get somebody to transport it from one section to the next. You understand me? And exactly, and the cost for that. Exactly.
There was some information come out the other day when they buy some $1
Kind of $1
yes,
kind.
and them cost more to mint than them actual worth in the economy. So them thing they kind of drive is people well economies to push the digital framework, right? Because once you spend the hundreds of millions and put it in place, that's it. You see me, you just need a handful of software developers to maintain it. And then after a while the AI them maintain it. You don't need no software developers.
After them print the money, after a certain time it has circulated through the system, then go back to the main bank and get destroyed. Right? Because when we go when we in my first year of college, we actually went to BOJ and them have a section where they actually shred and burn cash.
Yep.
Right? So them print money, but for cost them, for destroy money, which are going to cost them again.
You over verse?
Yeah, man.
This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Exactly, and as the elder Yeshua wrote that down with the Chi style Sigma, the Chi referring to this man coming Christ-like, coming humble, making himself as the savior, with the new system, and on the side, referring to the sign of the pharmaceutical industry, basically, when in the rod of Escapulus, right, which go back to what? Medicine, and also in St. John 3:16, when Moses actually lifts up the rod, he was actually saying that was a symbol. Well, it is a representation of Yahweh Shai, but Esau actually having his own sign, putting it up on as him being the savior for everything. So even that aspect of it linked back to Kai. And then the stigma going into what? The incision, the prick, which is basically the insertion of the RFID chip.
Esau is a serpent. Like, you look on the rod of Escapulus. Speak of the snake, the teeth. I mean, when they use to prick the skin.
Right.
To bore the skin. At the end of the day, it's an incision. And an incision means a cutting in the flesh, whether small or big. Cutting in the flesh, you can put in, you can take out. And then I put it in the chips. You see? So.
And even I think it's the word mark when the elders then look up the Hebrew New Testament, it's a Hebrew word that actually means a cavity or a hole, right? So it goes to show that hey, it's a hole will be placed in your hand, and we should go back to what stigma, right? Because that's how it ever left when something juke in your hand, you left a hole. Right? Precept.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4 says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is a God.
Hey, last week, my brother watched the Netflix show where the guys were talking about the social dilemma. Hey, he saw literally I use the AI them to try to be omnipotent.
Yep.
Him say look here. He basically code the AI them say look here. Them are standards we want and them are the standards we don't want.
Them call it ubiquitous computing.
Yeah. And it's not a fact that them just try watching, or them want surveillance every little thing you do.
Them are guided where them want to go.
Exactly. Programming. They're literally programming you and what they want you to do and where you want to go. You see me? A lot of times people don't realize that even since lately with this whole explosion in the media where them are talk about the election overseas with the government with the presidents, you see me? And I must say, yo, if Trump lose, what them money are gonna do, and if Trump win, what them money are gonna do? And like them have a whole section in the media where them show clips and interview certain people, where them live, what them do, with them hobby, what gun. Exactly. And that's a form of programming, because when we end up watching a program, you see one youth that and all them watch is this campaigning where them are doing, people are riot and people are this, and him left from a point where he's sitting and watch it to a point where he's in the whole riot and protest and walk and look through.
If you watch one video like that, the algorithm will go recommend more.
Yes.
And you continue to watch it until you keep on and suggest things. And then you have certain imagery, certain word associations where them use will actually suggest things to you on a subliminal message, subliminal level. So people don't realize that when they watch the news, when they watch certain commercials, watch movies and TV shows, you have certain things, certain colors, certain color schemes, certain word associations, certain sounds and frequencies will pretty much give you messages.
Yep.
It's just like the angels programming you every night. Isn't it? The so-called white man want to be that same power. They want to be just like the spirit of wisdom will move through and order all things. It want to be like that. You see me? In a every one of the endeavors where the so-called white man have, they want to mirror the power what the Heavenly Father have. You see me? So you know when you can suggest things to somebody, you see me, I have one whole set of people act in a one certain way. You are God, pretty much, yo. You see me? So with them showing all this thing about the election and how it might start a civil war and them keep pushing the fact that gun sales are going up. You ever watch that and say, oh shit, me need to buy a gun today?
Exactly.
Because everybody else buy a gun when really and truly it might be just a small percentage. You see me? And more than likely the militia them out there, you see me, are probably just 1 and 2 when probably not even go to the point where them get violent and rare, but what? The media push that. And you have some men who are just agent provocateurs or just go rile up some other man, you see me, to come and do that thing. Hey, it's just witchcraft all around, yo. Witchcraft and spells, yo. You see me? But no, me ask man about it because she didn't New York and she say, yo, most of the supermarket the shelves are empty. People are stuck up because them don't want to left them yard when the election time roll in. You see me? Them want they in them house. Because them know say them go out more than likely right now going out the door because Trump keep on and say, yo, if he lose and he feel like something wrong with it, he not gonna step down. You see me? And then the Trump supporter them now gonna say, yo, well, he did not step down now. You know, for the Federal Republic, you know. You see me? So.
What do you want to say? Before gospel is it?
Yeah, 2 Corinthians 4 and 4. So it says 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them.
Exactly, and the key point is what the God of this world, as the brother say, yo, if you can go ahead and suggest something to a person making them act in a particular way. That is just like how the Most High would do things with the angels, just as him says. So really, he's actually the God of this world, as it says in Job. So what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right? So at the end of the day, it's all prophecy. Right? It's all prophecy, but that the thing it boils down to this though. Who shall prevail in the end? We know it's set in stone that Yahweh shall will return and basically gather his elect. Right? And we know the end of the so-called white man. Right? Obadiah tell us that straight.
Right. The end of the story is written.
Yeah.
The so-called white man just want to rewrite the ending. As in, I really like the one and get this in it. So the thing is, him feel like if him can achieve enough technological advances, isn't it? Him can rewrite the story, isn't it? So the idea is, if me can reach to the level where me control even what people think and do, isn't it? Then me can prevent my downfall, isn't it? Because me know say yo, and then pastor them says all the time, isn't it? The elite really upset by the fact that you have some men who actually come to this truth where they spend billions of dollars and centuries trying to hide, isn't it? The fact that now you have men out there proclaiming themselves to be the descendants of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, and who actually are, isn't it? And claiming the promise and telling them to them face that hey, your time kind of up now, our time now, isn't it? And so you have one bag of people, they must send out one bag of people now, isn't it? The Christians them start come out more and more now, the apologetics and whosoever you want to call them, coming out more and more now trying to debunk, isn't it? Hebrew Israelite doctrine, isn't it? And as that's what I'm bring out, them they start lay open them folly. Isn't it? I realize more and more, say, yo, what the Christian church treats is just rubbish, isn't it? But the idea is to oppose the truth, isn't it? But it telling in first is just 4, the truth conquered all and live it forevermore. So the amount of bury them try bury it, isn't it? The scripture tells us, say, yo, the truth that has long, the faith that has long been without fruit shall flourish, and the truth shall be declared. Yeah, get it, brother. The truth shall be declared. Because right now, isn't it, the Heavenly Father has sent the spirit of truth into the heart, isn't it, into the minds of elect men and certain elect women, isn't it, for them get the understanding of what's going on. So even though the spirit, the prince of the power of the air, isn't it, doing all he can, pushing out theme spirits, theme vibrations, you see me, theme mistruths, you see me, and him have the 2/3 well under spells. Him can't understand where them money are get for them vibrations from, because him control media. Him control media, him control information, him control the schools, the religious establishments. So where the fuck them money are get the truth from if I'm me and control every outlet of information? But him don't control the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Shai and the spirit of truth, yo. Bring it out.
I think earlier when you discussed with Peter, we say basically the spirit. Right, be it unto Peter when Yahweh Shai asks you who the people them say make me be. Right. Some say prophet, some say Jeremy, some say Elijah. And he said, who you think I am? And you say, oh, you are the anointed. Right. And the flesh and blood they reveal this unto you, but most are you. Right, that's us. That's how we get this knowledge. It's the second Ezra 6, verse 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and the seed shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Exactly. So we go through hundreds of years, you see me, a darkness, you see me, from the time when the first set of apostles fell asleep, you see me, to in the 60s, you see me, even in the 50s and 40s when the commandment keepers, you see me, start to declare themselves to be Hebrew Israelites. And then we have the prophet Abba Bivens, which is Elijah and the reincarnation. You see me, pretty much step away from that and start dealing with the Old and New Testament. The spirit of truth started entering into the hearts of men. And just like he did before, you see me, John the Baptist paved the way. You see me, for the truth enter in everybody else. You see me, him bring back the heart of the sons to the fathers, and the heart of the fathers to the sons, yo. And him bring them back to the understand that you are Israelites. And that spirit of truth now, right now, you see me, has created much more fruit. You see me, you have thousands of Hebrew Israelites all across the world, even when they're under the banner of GMS. You see me, but them still know that them are Israelites, yo. You see me, to the point where it has come out in a mainstream news now. RT a report talking about the Philadelphia riots. You see me, and the J them where I cuss out the Jewish man them. I say, yo, you don't have no part in this. You see me, remind me vividly of the precept in Ezra 4, we talk about Zerubbabel rebuilding the temple and the heathen them come down, but them want help, yo. You see me, so right now we're rebuilding the fallen tabernacle of David, yo. Right? And the enemy can't understand how them are doing it, yo. How we are doing it, yo. And them are trying to infiltrate it, I try them best to continue to push the spirit of deceit, the spirit of lies. You see me, but the temple is going to be rebuilt, yo. You see me, the tabernacle of David will stand. Why? Because the mouth of the Lord has pronounced it, yo. The brother just read the precept. He said, deceit shall be quenched. You see me, corruption shall be overcome. So the so-called white man cannot pass his bounds, yo. The Heavenly Father has measured it, you see me, has declared it, and say, yo, this is it. Your time is up, and there's nothing he can do about it, yo.
That's not
right?
real. Because I realize that
yes.
The indirectness not going to work. So I guess the only way to deal with them money,
right,
I just get rid of them.
Yes, they might be like what? Madmen sparing none. You see our precept, brother?
Yeah, in the Job 14 and 5 it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bones that he cannot pass.
Exactly. You see me? The line has been drawn in the sand. You see me? But it feel like if him can just achieve enough, if him can just have him new world order, you see me? Him utopia come to fruition completely. Him say, alright, here what? This is it now. If him can just have all of the Israelites chipped, you see me? Everybody chipped, everybody on theme system, completely hooked in, branded. Him can say, alright, I have it now. But he will never do it, yo. The scripture tell you that in a Job as well. Say, yo, the Lord is not going to allow the enterprise or the wicked to come to fruition, yo. You have it? Go on.
So this is Job 5 and start at verse 11. To set up on high those that be low.
Right, and we are the ones who are low now, the Israelites. You see me? The Negroes, the Latinos, the Native American Indians, and people scattered throughout the other nations. We are on the low now. Right, go on.
That those which mourn may be exalted to say, he disappointed the devices of the crafty,
right? So
that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, the so-called white man is fighting an uphill battle. You see me? If I try push one boulder up one vertical hill, You see me? Not even a slant, a vertical hill, and it just not gonna work, yo.
Fine.
You see me?
Look more funny.
What?
You take it the wise in their own craftiness,
Right?
and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong.
Exactly, because the very ideas what the so-called white man have, when him sit down and he meditate on him bed and he bring it to light the following day, those ideas were planted by the same angels, you know, by the Heavenly Father. You see me? The narrative was set. Even for the same purpose have I raised thee up to shew my power in thee. So the very come against the narrative. You see me? Is the Heavenly Father creating an enemy to show him power. It's just like a movie Mega Mind when him finally think him destroy the protagonist. Him create one next hero. You see me? And the same thing with Batman and Joker. There was a dynamic that was necessary. You see me? And this dynamic now, the thesis and the antithesis, is necessary for drive life. You see me? If there is no opposition, the story has no point, it has no direction. You see me? So Esau was created to be that villain, to be that ultimate villain now. You see me? We build himself to such a high stature. You see me? That him have all the nations in a subjection with him witchcraft, with him miracles where him perform, through him technology, to whatever else him bring to pass. Have the nations in awe, and then what? And then another power. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and his elect angels. You see me? Come and thwart all of that. All the nations about look on in even more awe. And said this man that was so exalted, that had all the man have AI, the man have suicide drones, the man have nuclear missiles, all the supersonic missiles, Space Force, all these different technologies what seem so awesome, so insurmountable, and yet them are gonna be like nothing in the face of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Right? You can tell her that in a second, it's just 13. You see me, when Ezra just look up and he say, yo, the man that was on the cloud, he didn't even raise him honor or nothing. You see me, him just see some spark and some fire just start goes up, and everybody just gone, evaporated. Yeah, dust and smell of smoke, everybody just evaporated, yo.
It said Job 20:5, he said that the triumphing of the wicked is short,
right,
and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens.
And that's what's going on right now. These excellencies mount up to the heavens. Right now, if you watch certain technological review channels, you see me, and you see the things and what Esau have in development, yo. You see me, you marvel. You see me, him literally creating a technological deity.
Exactly.
You see me?
You might try to create a technological realm, even with AR.
Yeah.
You understand? Literally, I try to create this world within a world.
Right.
You understand?
So in excellency right now, he's mounted up to the heavens, yo. Him omnipotent, well, him not reach omnipotent yet, but him omniscient, him all knowing, him ever present, him ubiquitous. You see me? Go on.
Right? So though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which see him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Exactly, and with these promises, we have to give all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, yo, for the fact that, yo, these things are written and these things are faithful and true, yo. You see something, brother?
Yeah, I say, this reminds me of like a game named God of War, Kratos. You build him up to a point where he collect all these items and level ups and all of that. And them say, yo, no, we can't take on a God. You see me? That anybody else will come forth for fight him or come against him. And can't stand a chance because how this man acquire things over time will make him seem unbeatable. You get me? Same thing with Esau now. Esau acquire these things over the amount of years where make him seem like to us he's like a god, yo. You get me?
Strike at the heart of God.
Let me tell you this. Stop the Google search things, you know. Just stay by my phone and talk some things on myself for 24 hours or less. I think I jump on it. Better me stop. I say, I wonder which one I can get this. I wonder if I can get that. Believe me, when I come back hours, I know, man.
So in time one type place, we know research something literally, me and not do it all the while. We just start talk about it and then type in the first word. And you see yourself, literally. We run the word all the while. Just say it out and then just type the first word and start.
Yeah, me, man, put up cover. Google, here your phone mute.
Hey, You see me I watch videos
Your
on
phone, your
YouTube and something get mentioned in the video and me I wonder what that more than one time. And me just go so boom drop the cursor and me just start the first letter.
Yep.
You see me and lo and behold, let's see where y'all look for in the suggestions, yo.
Yeah, but
ever search it up
right.
before.
But them have the audacity to come and tell about privacy and them fuck with it. There is no such thing, brother. When data is a new goal, you see me? When we harvest so much data right now, Google and the other software companies harvest so much data from you that they know you more than how you know yourself.
Exactly.
You see me? Your mannerisms, your thoughts, your opinions, your habits, everything is tracked and quantified. You see me? And then traded. You see me? To different advertising companies where modeling products are for the things that what them think you want.
Right.
You see me? And them do it to such a high degree of precision. Sometimes you really think them read their mind and read their mind. No? You see me? And then tell you to think that way and then they suggest to tell you some more.
Brother, it was scary when the man said, do you check your phone before you go pee in the morning or after? That was scary as fuck. You see me? That's literally, it's like you might say, like, a man will say, yo, how you know someone check my phone before me even get up out of the bed? You see me?
Because every phone nowadays have an accelerometer. You pick it up, the phone light up. You see me? So every time I pick up your phone, the device registers. You see me? There are so many different things that your device can register. It's crazy. You have a simple website. Everything where you type on your keyboard is registered on the website. Everywhere where you click on the website.
And how long you stay upon it.
How long you stay
you watch
on
or
section
read.
before you scroll. All that, everything is quantified. Every little thing where you do on the internet and where you do on the apps is quantified. And everything right now, there's a thing where them saying at the same documentary, them said the wait time when Instagram upload, the little 3 seconds or less when it load, you see me? And because of your internet speed, you see me? It's to have you having that anticipation. And the reason why I know that is because right now I study one thing when them React, you see me? When them used to render websites and render certain apps, you see me? Them don't need to load anything onto the page. It's already there. You just put instantly if them want. You see me? So what them do is them create that wait. So you do anticipate, say, I wonder who like a picture, I wonder who comment and I post them something. You see me? I just have you hooked. You see me? Because them know that anticipation, you see me, release much more dopamine than actually getting the thing itself.
It's not machine.
It's slot machine. See that?
Alright, so
And this is Matthew 16 and verse 18. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
Because at the end of the day, this man system not going to come to fruition, you know. The full speed where you might live it, digging night and, you know, a couple years of wealth. No. You understand me? Scripture tell us, yo, before you even come to a full, most of them take him out like that. You understand me? You're not going to have full joy in this.
alright. So this is okay, go on.
This is Job chapter 20 and verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
Exactly. So now we'll even see the day when him can stand up on the balcony and say, all my work has paid off, and then in kingdom I live now. You see me? And for him that's the elect,
It is finished.
Exactly. This of that saying is so Yahweh shine elect yo. You know say yo look, Lord come back and deliver in people. The elect as him said, as prophecy stated. You understand me? I will be in the kingdom in total righteousness with the Most High. Esau not gonna live to see that. You understand me? Go on.
And shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Exactly. So while you're in the process of reaching to that perfection, as though Esau want to put it, you get me? When you almost reach to your full, the Most High just bust your belly, everything run out.
You know, like when you buy the food and you just open the box and you can taste it before you even taste it.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah, just a suspense alone. I keep you on edge and like the brothers got in like totally. He saw build a system where him literally sit down and engineer every second, every bit, every fiber to the liking of how he want it, yo. You get me? To the point where he build a system, AI technology, which can make it even more efficient than how a man can do it, yo. You get me? You know, like back then them say, yo, factory workers are lose them job because a machine is more efficient than all that. AI take over society because AI is more efficient than man. You understand me? Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg did in a beer meeting with Congress because they must say, yo, why is it that you don't hire people for review the things that when you have a run on your channel, the posts that people make, the ads that this, why you don't have people who can review it and see what's legal to go up and what needs to come down. You know, we're working on that. We need working on that. You have AIs running this. And when you have the AIs running this, them run it to how you set it for them run. You understand me? How you program it for run.
One of the big thing in our customer service right now is bots. See me? So if them people set up the WhatsApp business and them have bots are running it. So if you basically text the question, see me, the bot response here with one of the common responses based on the more likely question that you would ask. Understand? So them have all of them things that programmed in the background.
Yeah, and that's also in social media marketing. And when you learn them things, then tell you what to use the bots them for and all of that. Basically pre-program, yo. You understand me? You anticipate what the person will say, how them feel after you answer the question and everything. Exactly.
It's not very hard to predict things that people are gonna say and do. Isn't it? Especially, you know, regular jig. Isn't it? Them come like sheep. Well, they don't come like sheep, them are sheep. Isn't it? So it's very easy to know when them are gonna ask, when them are gonna react to certain things. Isn't it? Because there is a limited amount of things where you can do to react to a particular situation. Isn't it? And he starts studying human psychology to the point where you know exactly how to react, to the point where he can tailor your reaction.
That's one of the people software developers work with mostly. They work with social engineers or psychologists. They work real good, even in the documentary Social Dilemma, they actually tell you that they have people where them have a guide them to say, okay, do this at such a time. You see me? Set this parameter to that amount. You see me? They have them things they laid out.
Alright, so this is Isaiah 47, verse 7. And thou said, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasure, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantment. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. And they'll go straight, basically, same thing with America though. Basically, that the elites them meds. You know, America say, what Trump say? Make America great again. The greatest military, the greatest country. So elites them feels that them are the best, you know, them are the god, you know.
Yeah.
Right? And then they even go out the symbolic when America go down, you symbolize the end of Eastern rulership.
All of the major kingdom rule previously. You think nobody couldn't beat them and Alexander did think him a god.
Literally, yeah. The pharaohs believe them they are God.
Yeah, Xerxes. Xerxes believed him to be the untouchable.
Literally.
Himself as a, yeah, literally believe say yo, them call him what, God King.
Yeah, because how changing they portray him when him go through time and then when him they reach the high climate, when him walk out of the water after I think that I want him transform, and then to how they portray him in the movie, yo, it was deep, isn't
Yeah,
it?
because that's why I would lay down this. When him cutting with the smear, that actually shows that oh,
Exactly, like what? Exactly.
When Antiochus, all of them, Antiochus,
yeah.
and all of them have similar endings. They are them at the end, the conclusion, yo, how are the real God? How are the real, are the man?
Maybe
All of them have the acknowledge one true king and one true God.
this is Obadiah verse 3.
You don't finish Shasha, man.
So this is Isaiah 47 verse 7. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off.
Burn, you know, with wrath. I'm going to say, yo, when them
Worst thing when I saw that, I think Israel, you know.
yeah, and inside say, yo,
I want to click them with experience again, or read everything pop up.
Read and Julie, I think in make a petition or somebody need to go against. The Romans them stop him.
Persia. Someone in going to want to say him about loot.
I don't know easy if you want to come on and the Roman brother draw a line and say pussy cross it. And then he hears say yo, the people don't do that. A riot and I get trouble. That's alright.
Yeah, go over here for no mash up them, man. So me I go over here for no tear up them, you know.
yeah, you know, my pick on the weak offense. So while the man him wait, yeah, as the scripture say, yo, he shall not know from when it comes. You never know, yo, say yo, most going to make worm come out and make him shit up himself.
One day when you watch and they only like bust it crowd them man, you see me? And touch it, he's a shit in pants.
Yeah, I'm great. I see anything right now, the elites are pretty for the week. I plan to make a final come at us, for basically get rid of it. And told Israel, index. You see me index.
We can't have it, we can just kill them.
Yeah. We'll find out same man get to it okay.
Look.
Where is that shaman?
And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantment, and with the multitude of sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail.
Because Antiochus never knows him could save himself. You see me? Because when him leave his scholar get afflicted, before him get afflicted, him more big and broad. Him shoulder broad, him could have feel like him could have withstand anything. But when the affliction come upon him and basically him inside start to rotten out. You see me? Which
If you grow one certain way, like look for Isa, especially the one them where rule now, the Rothschild and them. You see me? The one them where exist now in a contemporary time. Them man they born and grow in a wealth and opulence.
Yep, them don't know difference.
So if you're born in a one situation where you're always treated like a god, you're gonna believe in your God, of course. You see me? Yeah, you're gonna actually believe it. You see me? So these are reached to the point now where in see the things that one can achieve technologically, the things that one can achieve socially and within witchcraft, and him honestly believe, say him a God. You see me? You know, hear what the farmer head of Google said, Google is God. Because them literally believe that the things that them create is a deity, and that them themselves is a deity.
You see me? Control it, you know.
Right.
The power it have.
Exactly. So them you know, they must say now, I have created intelligence. I have created. That's why they want to reach to the point now where they can create life. Them want create a baby from scratch without a mother or a father.
Yeah.
So them can say, yo, what? Me create life. There is nothing special about it. You see me? Because them actually have a God complex. Them have a God complex to say, yo, what? Me I want God for you, you know. You see me? So when the son of them father come, when the elect angels actually disappoint him and say, boy, brother, you know, say, I know God though. Dog, I say, I lie, I tell. All this time, many things like that. You see me? And you know, the scripture saying in Ezekiel 28, you shall be no God before him. You're going to be a man.
Some say, I'm disappointing.
Yeah, right.
It's a great disappointment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I come for Esau.
Exactly. It's scripture say the Lord shall have them in derision. You see me? So look at them pussy.
Hey, now, so you really get
And
disappointed.
there's no quarrel with a boot.
When you believe something, you know, so you really get disappointed.
Yes, exactly.
So you really get disappointed and you really believe something.
Right.
So this is verse 30. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsel.
Right.
Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
When them see what come now, when them predict and tell you what will go on or how to counteract this. Nobody can do that, yo. As the scripture tell us, say, yo, so like as the scripture say, yo, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Most High, yo.
Right.
Who will deliver you to that?
You know, remember one scene in a Hit chapter 2 when the clown said to the girl, because the girl they have visions of them dead and she thinks that she could have saved them. And my boy said, you haven't saved them yet. You see me? You haven't changed anything.
Exactly.
So, him one of the prognosticators and him astrologers them, who they are looking at the future and I say, yo, bossy, you know, you still I get fucked over.
Exactly. They don't see me out.
And he says, alright, let's try again. You come again. He's just like Cinderella and the wicked one, Snow White, one of them. I think that's Snow White. And go in a mirror and I say, yo, who is the fiercest of them all? And he's still like that, say, yo, I know you know. Who I get the promise? I know you. Push. You're not getting it.
It's all like Barak and Balaam.
Yes.
You know, curse is that, but I can't curse you know what the way.
I've tried. Yes, so it's about him demon them and the can't work.
Yes, scripture say, oh, the pride of him heart deceive him.
Right.
So that pride demon, you know what I mean, with the pan Esau tell him.
When the Lord put on
The
him.
Lord put, yeah, good. Yeah, put it on him and tell him, say, yo, you can't achieve this.
Yeah,
We can do this.
You can do it.
Hold on, you know, as you said that, you know, when you read Exodus, remember which one I plague them? When I plague them, I have fear, they actually get fearful, you know? And the most I have to put it back in there and say, yo, don't let them go, you know?
And I want to know,
No, man, the fear.
Yeah.
Right?
I want to know.
I think I got this
You
one.
remember which one I plague them, you know?
I hold them at time.
You let them go,
Hard knee hard.
Oh yeah, more.
I don't time. No, you fuck this shit, no, go on. You see me? And then like Eddie Griffin, he nigga bitch in the ears. Who come wash my grave?
Who gonna make my mind?
Yeah, but just read, man. Look on the things that might take place in Egypt. Who wanna fear?
You know what I mean?
And if you know, say,
Say when the first play come.
yes, I'm sure say, I want every spirit
Right,
right.
Hey, and guess what? And it go up and again in the car in a second is just let's say they were fearful, but yet there is fight. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah man.
No, but fear no, but that firm up.
Yeah, man.
You see that
Yeah,
bad man?
Yeah, man. Come go with it.
Let's go at it.
I want demon, eh? A couple of demon them in the maze. I say, yo, what they are we doing?
Feel like Independence Day.
like the spirit them we deceive air prophets, yo.
Gone.
You see me?
Gone.
Yeah,
Say,
we
yeah,
know-
man,
yeah,
yeah.
we know.
Yeah, stop listening to them, boy. Yeah, fight this boss.
Go down the
Yeah,
earth when
fuck
they
them
gonna
neck.
take him in gun.
Yeah, Shabba, is it not the road?
No, man.
Okay.
Yeah, reach the part where say, yo,
Yeah, call it the
I shall not
one.
meet there, so
No.
Yeah, get
I'm of the one.
Sorry.
Whatever they have done.
This is Obadiah,
Over there.
verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Because even when I look upon it, you know, yo, you get me? When Esau love building places, you know, some high rising places, you see me? Just like when we used to live in them times, like the caveman. You go New York, one of the I think the Trump building. I think Trump lived on the 51st floor or something like that. Way up top, and when you go there and look, you look up so and can't finish it with the eyes, yo. You have to go a distance to see them thing there. And I saw these Edomites love live, yo. You get me? We up in some place so they can look out and see everybody and everything with them want to see.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They like look down on people and take them for a peer spray, yo. It's like a them call it an inferiority complex because he know in himself, you know, he know. So him now get the promise, you know. You see me, and him know, say yo, we're stronger, you know.
We're the superior race. That's what them always say.
Superiority.
Yeah, when him feels superior than everybody else.
Superiority.
Yeah. So if feel like say, oh yeah, but deep down him know, because let's be honest, this is why I'm trying muddy up the scriptures so to speak, because you know it actually has said. And him aware of the fact, say what? One people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Him know that. Right? So everything we man do, based on the fact, say look here, he might try to get the promise on him own.
Exactly.
You know?
So you might try to get rid of the people.
After the promise.
After promise. And you know, it's like if you don't exist in there, it's automatically nobody can replace it.
No, but I think what they say.
Just say it, say until you can. How say it until you can destroy the stars and then cease from being a people. You can't do that.
If you watch things more, if I think more Rome, you know, how the inheritance come. And the firstborn and they go in succession. Him on the firstborn, but by default the promise go to the secondborn. So if he kill the secondborn, then automatically it turn over to him.
Yep. Sure, so the most I do him one though. Even with Ephraim.
Yeah.
And Manasseh. Yeah, the most I do him one.
David.
Yeah, can.
David was the youngest.
Yeah.
Even our tribe. Now Reuben born first.
Judah. Most I do him
He was
one.
supposed to be the fourth one come on.
So when they look for it, Esau just try get the inheritance just like I'm always been getting it. We're not in a film society.
Right.
Murder.
But the thing is, you know, you have to treat, you know, isn't it? Him don't know the feet, the elite where exists right now, isn't it? Them don't know the feet, them are rule for what? 400 years back.
Though that was carelessly.
Yeah, so the man don't know the feet. So if I go tell him, say, yo, what, you know, say thing that will come to fruition, it's going to fail. What is that?
Exactly.
Isn't it? How it going to fail? Nothing even exists in a my world.
Don't know the feet.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I'm angry at us, the prophets, because
exactly. Come on, come tell him and say, yo, him thing not going to work, him thing fail. Thing which fail. What can you feel? Dog don't even know when you're hungry.
You don't even know we. You know say you live way better than we do. Who if you can tell him about him ever feel?
Them money when I have no power.
after them spend so much time and effort, money. You mentioned it earlier, Kabach, to hide truth.
And
you know
you
what I
didn't
mean?
know.
And he just did it in your face.
How the fuck can you find out then?
Pastor say, oh, you see him turn on him, something and I watch video. 1 year, what the man you going to say about me?
Yo, cause I think I watch a video with the man they put up and it deep the flow. No, like, cause they might explain how these elites reach to them higher heights. You get me? So basically, what them do is they went about and them find out say petroleum or oil can make medicine. Them can use it for make medicine. Yeah, and them take it that them start push that analogy, that form of education there, and that type of teaching, everything to use this as modern medicine. We know say it's a killer, we know say it's a poison, we create cancer foundation to counteract that. Everything and anybody will teach modern day medicine, will take with them license, kill them,
demonize them.
Exactly. So over the years, after a certain period of time, this is now the new norm. It's the same thing with the truth, yo. Esau put in place his level of education, his level of ministry, ministering the scriptures to people, and so over time it became a norm. What do you call it? Plantation Christianity. It became a norm, yo. Everybody see as how Esau did for the amount of years how this man diabolically sit down and scheme and plan how he gonna do it. You see me? You never they have the Scooby gang, so for 14 plan as they say, yo, you see me? He could have get away with it and he might make millions of fight and him rich and have these people in a slavery with the doctrine, with everything with them teach them. You understand me?
That's the thing about one.
What priest upon it?
Right now.
Alright. Quick one. As I mentioned, medicine. Down at the natural food store, the health authorities, they go around and tell them to take all, you know, when they look on the label and say, oh, you know, it help with, you know, such and such. The arthritis help with this. They have to remove all of that from after the label.
Oh, you tell them why. We work with
because they must say they cannot clean.
Yeah, we work with a company where we do vitamins and everything there. And then basically, so when you do that, you tell yourself to be medical profession. And they usually gear towards herb base and anything where non-GMO and them thing there. They must say, oh, you can't give an advice, not even so much of a. Even if like, say me a serve you can't even tell us that you use that working. Because if not, they not claims them up to the person and your fault, but really and truly it is, them don't want the benefits to go there.
And the hypocritical part of it is that your pharmaceutical medicine them are telling me, so that good for me.
Exactly.
And then when you look on the list of side effects them,
because it says you are not a healthcare professional and the store itself is not governed by healthcare. It's a store that sells products. It is not a health provider or a health regulator. Right? So it's just like that's all the pharmacy is. You're just a provider of product. You're not supposed to have no form of recommendation as to how it works or why it works. You sell it.
They have a license to practice medicine.
I practice that type of medicine.
Yeah, internal medicine.
but you have doctors where, you're a priest.
So this is
Alright, may I bring one something? Alright, he said, this Isaiah 47 and verse start at 2. It says, take the millstones and grind meal and cover thy locks, make bare the leg, and cover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Who uncover them people nakedness?
Prophets.
Prophets are the heavenly Father, you know. All the prophets to the spirit and power of the heart, washing your shine. And tear it down, you know.
The scripture says, and great, and the spirit of life entered into them, and great fear fell upon them. Why?
Then shall the righteous man stand.
In great boldness. And when the spirit of life entered into us, man, which is the truth, that is the spirit of life, the understanding of the scriptures. Because when we get the understanding, that's how we know who Esau is. He spends so much money and that from nation to nation. Seriously, hiding.
So much
Greece.
Someone use so much effort and witchcraft to blanket the earth in the darkness.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, you someone get up, start turn on flashlight.
You get flashlight. I don't know one flashlight.
That's what I mean. I sell it. We don't produce it. Where you get it from? It's one blood clot floodlight you turn on and expose all of it. Where you get it from?
Oh, what's selling?
How about the place?
Go find the pill.
Because when they look upon it, because when they look upon it, just like all these modern medicine, if a man come out and start telling about the bush and the herbs, enough people look upon it, and a madman decide them think that's science, man.
In the medical field, them make a, is a oath, them taking the doctors, you know. Them know what they hold, them know what they need.
Hippocratic oath.
Yeah. That
from the Greek word Hippocrates.
But them still, them deny, them go against it, because what Hippocrates stand for was what you eat, be a medicine or your medicine, your food.
Yes, because that Hippocrates teach.
Yeah, go against all of that. Exactly. So what oath you take, it contradicting to what Hippocrates stand for. Exactly.
Because that's what I did. That's what I did. I talked to my sister and she basically studied to become a get her MD. So I said to her, I say, when you get your thing, you're supposed to teach people and say, go back to the herbs and teach holistic medicine. She said no, she cannot do that. You see me?
Is the Rockefeller sponsor homeopathic?
Okay.
Medicine. So naturopathic has for a long time been basically outlawed. So
Exactly.
She say even she's supposed to recommend some form of supplement intake. See, she have to recommend it according to them guidelines and standards.
Right.
See,
So
she even have to provide subscriptions to treat any form of illness the person have. You see me, she can't say, yo, if you have, for instance, you know, say, you have Guinean weed, which is a good bush to treat cancer, so them say.
But the fact of the matter, you have perfect, everybody here is a doctor, brother. Who here ever got a doctor and the doctor recommended no home remedy?
And that will big him up, the bigger up. You see what nigga, but the thing is that, the thing is that,
You know, write it down though.
yeah, exactly, you can't write it down. Because you know what she basically tell me, she just tell me to change that and tell me what to do. And from to do that, brother, it work. It's like, what she recommend, I have to tell her the next time I come and say, yo, rate this, you know, because no doctor ever tell me to use natural remedy to fix the problem.
Because I'm not allowed to.
You see me?
And that I think, I see everything with
Oscar.
God. Because when I look on it, brother, I see everything with this truth, yo. You see me? Esau have done this for so much and for so long. When we come out and start teach them things and so, people take we like say, oh, them mad money, what them a talk about, what them a teach. But you have the few will gravitate to it, yo. Like the brother say, yo, you see more floodlights are turn on. You get me? After a while, you just start seeing more heads up and say, yo, one camp yes, one camp yes. They say, yo, when last them man a trouble? They've never troubled before. So how them have people that teach the same thing over here, so over there, so a lot of these, yo. Exactly. And Esau get bug out because of that. Reset, brother.
Finish this up. Alright, it said that nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Right.
I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man.
Exactly. Because the most I wrath to do it, Esau, yo. You get me? Look what fear to the children of Israel are happening to you. We say you were the worst to the children of Israel. The touching laws apply in I. You understand me? In woman. We say when a man when a man goes and touch a woman in a picnic, a man bring out the strength in the man to move anybody. You get me?
The thing about it is this, you know. When they come on to all the Esau, when the children of Israel, when Moses got to fear and said, look, free the people, you know what fear do? Make them situation more harder.
Yep.
You see, the more we start preach, so the more we preach, so the more the days then get tighter and tighter. You know what Esau say? We're idle. When I go on the internet every day, I do video and do this, alright, now I'm going to do something to do. Right? And that's the thing, that's why even the majority are the unbelievers and don't come towards the truth, because the more them step towards the light, and the more to them, more pressure them get. You know, them can't afford to lose certain things and can't manage in a certain position. And difficult. You can't manage certain streets. Right? So that make them become what? An enemy.
Yeah, that's why the job cuts them come in, you know? So we think about the word, we start to think about hungry men.
This is 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by words, nor by letters as from us, as the day of a Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work, only he who now leadeth will let.
Yeah, and that's the thing, the Most High are the one who elect. Because guess what? The Most High have a purpose. The Lord not idle, you know. The Most High have a purpose, and everything have to play out. When you want it to play out, it have to come up to a full, it have to come up to perfect. The Lord demand perfection. Exactly. So it have to come up in a perfect state. Right? You know, even though we're there and we yesterday and we wish for everything, you know, get over and done with, it have to go in at the sequence of the Lord wants to go, because that's how it actually be perfected. Because so I'm let it.
That's the exact measure. Go on, bro?
Yeah,
Alright, so I'm just sorry about that part. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work, only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Exactly. Who the Lord that destroys let's say the brightness of his mouth?
Yeah, the brightness of his coming. The spirit of his mouth.
The spirit of his mouth.
You want me to read that one?
Yeah, man.
Alright, this is back in verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Exactly. So guess what? His prophets them speak, and them appear. You know, hey, you know what them medieval movie there, and the king are rolling. I hear them sound the trumpet. And basically, yo, the king is here, or open the gates. Yeah, the gates are get open right now.
Yeah, we have blow the trumpet.
And guess what? When the Lord returned, he saw get him a stick. He then them get them a stick. 2/3 guys elect good. And come back in the kingdom. 2/3 die and come back in the kingdom. Elect good. Right? Because really at that time we are waiting for, and it's not too far. It's not too far from act. You know, you see the video yesterday with the earthquake. And I watch how the woman they are cut up in the kitchen. The woman they are cut up something without a care in the world, brother. Just prepare the food, you know.
Okay, instant.
And as the place starts shake, somebody say, guess what? Nobody not think about money. Nobody not think about fuck. Nobody not think about music. Nobody not think about nothing else. But how the fuck me I gonna get out of this right now? All of that, let's go right out the window right there and then. And I say, guess what? In our case, one thing alone we know, if you're a true man of the Lord, one thing alone you have to do. Start praying. Start calling to your God right at them clueless.
Right.
What I want them, they know what to do. It's when a man comes around the pan one table, then she start the pan and
Yeah, but that show you, man. You say, see that shit, them there, everybody a cook. Then without a care in the world, them just know say yo, they don't care about the food, the pot, the pan, the fire, the mouth, but the thing, you have to get the money. That's how the world set up right now. Then when this thing hit, majority of the people them not gonna know, not gonna expect it.
Just as the days of Noah.
Exactly. And the Lord say yo, he might come as our thief in the night. When people come, you get to know when he might come. You know, skipper say if you didn't know for power. The thief would have come. Yeah, that's set up. Right. And wait for him.
Hey, but the thing is, you know, we are talking about Israel. The thing about Israel, they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. Understand the scripture say, yo, they shall seek me early, but shall not find me. The early the way they talk about as the earthquake start to shake. You see me? The minute of destruction, the minute when desolation come, and them time they must, and distress fall upon them, then time they must say, oh Lord God,
You know, so you just say a while ago, the thief, yo, deep in the preach, you know, yo, you get me, because the only way you can catch a thief, I come along, is you wait for him. No, but the thing is, you think, well, you think a boy, if you sit down and wait every day, every night, you wait for a thief, and you say, there's people that come with thief, brother, every night you up away for a thief, and no man, man come, and you know that wait for him, brother, some diligence that taking on my youth.
You have to be killing archive at the spirit, yo.
Exactly.
As soon as the alarm go off, we're ready.
Ready.
Yeah. Regular blacks, you know, they get somebody ready. Regular, all of a sudden, they get somebody in the middle, drop them off of one place, like, one of them give up in the brother.
No, you take too long for respond.
Yeah, but they say, yo, it's a thing where imagine you staying up every night in a house and wait for one thief to come in, yo. And by the time I'm on you say, alright, I'm gonna take a look at rest now. But every night you have that's some deep diligence in my youth. And I see something with this truth, you know. You see me? Monday after years. I keep watch. Exactly. You see me? And some of them, exactly. Some of them drop asleep for the night, and guess what? Them all get catch because them give up. Them say, "Chuck, the thief now come." But the man them were been doing this and tell you say, "Yo, look, the Lord is coming back. We're out there watching you."
Like year 2000.
Can't.
The man go back into the world.
Can't,
The
exactly.
apostles kept watching, you know, going 30 years or so before I'm born. And the socio, even right now, we have things that happen. And because when COVID just strike, if a lot of people start pop up on the scene, and because the measures them relax, them gone back.
Yep.
You know, but nevertheless, at any given, at all the points, you have to stand up and watch you, and constantly report. Because we know him forward, we just don't know him.
As the scripture said, do it tarry.
Wait for it to sure come.
This is 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and the season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord is so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child. They shall not escape.
Exactly. And that's the thing, you get me? When you constantly there upon your watch or so, that's like I talked to the brother years ago. When you constantly in the groove and in the mentality of stay fit or so, by the time disaster, you're already in motion, so it's easy for you to maneuver and them thing there, yo. You get me? But if you've been slacking off, you've been lacking, you understand me? Guess what happened? When this thing happens, you catch unaware. You understand me? You get catch unaware, yeah. Go on.
But ye brethren are not in darkness as they that should overtake you, as that day should overtake you as a thief. We are all children of the light and children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Exactly, so we always have to continually push to this end, yo, because guess what, the end is not yet, it's close. It's very close and approaching. But until then, we always have to be pushing, yo.
Yeah, so alright, so this is a book of Matthew chapter 25, start at 1. So then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward,
for sure, say you always have to keep another mindset. You always have to keep as I say, you have to keep ready. You get me? You can't be a slacking off or anything like that, because guess what? You see what happens? By the time you say you have to get your shit together, too late. You get left.
and scripture continues and says, Afterward came also the other virgin, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. So watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
Exactly. Right. So with that, we want to say again, call halal. Double honors again to the apostles and elders of Great Stone. Salutations to the Archeum, sincerely pushing this truth as well. Shalom.